Sarah, what's the biggest misconception people have when they go on the carnivore diet?
So I would say people are so ingrained about calories, thinking that I need to count calories to lose weight or to lose fat or to be healthy. And that is not what carnivore is. So calories in versus calories out is not how the body works. It is what the food does to your body, and that is a hormonal response. So if you eat less calories, you're going to get less calories out. You lower the basal metabolic rate by doing that, and it happens very quickly. So we don't want to calorie count, and especially most people coming to a carnivore diet have not been eating enough protein majority of their life, have not been eating enough fat. So we need to refuel the body and actually eat to satiety and build up what has not been repaired. So I tell people when you're getting started, we need to listen to our body, and your body will then be able to trust you again. Because if it's only known restriction and low calorie and low fat, it's going to not want to let go of any precious body fat. So body fat is essential, and it's like the diamond of the body, because you wouldn't survive a winter if you didn't have body fat. That is our fallback, that it does not want to give that up if it's fearing famine. And if you've not been feeding your body, you need to feed your body. So I tell people we need to eat enough. We need to eat to satiety. You need to eat enough fat. So in a ratio that is filling and not just lean meats, and regulate our hunger hormones. So that's where what you use, the fat is used as fuel, and we want to switch that fuel source. However, if you're coming overnight from a standard American diet or maybe ketogenic diet, you're a little bit more fat adapted. So we need the body, we need to understand, are you fat adapted? Meaning, can you use fat for fuel? And if you can't, many people cannot, you need to eat enough fat, dietary fat from the plate to be able to do this and to be able to feel good. So once you're eating enough, you're going to eat big meals. We don't want to have snacking. We want to have a good sized meal that we're full, we feel satiated, and we want to listen to our body. So when we eat less, I kind of talked about that lowering the metabolism. If I think I've used an analogy before, but like boiling water. If you have the stove on high, you're going to get that water to boil because you have the right amount of fuel. Well, if you turn it down, you're going to give the body less fuel. So your metabolism is lower, your thyroid function's lower, your digestion might be off, your may not be, for a woman who has a cycle, may not have one anymore if you don't give yourself enough. So you can have other complications when you feed your body less. Switching to carnivore, we are focusing on the most nutrient dense foods that our body is going to naturally find where we're full. The hard part is people are still so like, well, I'm going to track this, or I'm going to count this macro, I'm going to add these calories. And it's not about that. We need to know what's the hormone response, because if insulin is high, that is when the body stores fat. So things that keep that really high are eating too often, very high stress. It's like the gatekeeper to your body fat cells. So we need to lower that. So now it can use that, your body fat as fuel. And as you eat this way, that will start to happen. Other hormones that will regulate, there are things like leptin, which is your stop eating hormone. And we want that. A lot of people that have excess body fat, the body doesn't know it has excess body fat if it's resistant to leptin. So there's many other factors than calories. It's the hormone response to the calories, to the food that we eat. The calories are just a unit of heat. It's really not anything to do with nutrients or information, how to use that in the body. So things like eating at the right times of day, not snacking, eating enough food to satiety, all of these things, we can affect the hunger hormones that they regulate, and you will find a natural way of feeling full, stopping when you're full, and eating when you're hungry. And if you're still ravenous, you might be really depleted, and you may have been not eating enough for a long time. And if you're not seeing results right away, this is when maybe you want to maybe work with somebody or dig in. But it's going to take some time. You're going to need to adjust. Give it 30, 60 days eating that way. You're going to see improvements. You're going to feel better sooner. You're going to feel those things. The mirror may take a little longer, or your ailment may take a little longer. It took you a long time to get there, but stay the course. If you're feeling good, that should be number one. The body feedback is so important, and you need to relearn to listen to your body, and your body will eventually trust you again, that it will let go of that weight without restricting more calories.
Can a person be depleted even if they have weight that they want to lose?
Absolutely. A lot of people are overfed but undernourished because they've been eating maybe the wrong foods for a long time, or just not enough, and focusing on volume eating like salads and maybe not enough protein, or just lean protein and not enough fats. And maybe they have a lot of joint pain or other issues, or thyroid. Low thyroid is very common. Low hormones for women, sex hormones, and cycle issues. I see a lot of like Hashimoto's and things. So people are depleted often because they are told what to eat is healthy and eat less, especially women eat very little. You want to be dainty and, only have a small portion and just have your snack later and eat every 3 hours. So even the health foods that you're told you need, you're probably protein deficient. That's the scaffolding for your body. You need to build muscle and bones and hair and all of that. So it's all important. And if you haven't been getting what you needed for a long time, whether you ate, a lot of boxed junk or anything like that, your belly might have been full and you didn't notice anything, but your body is crying out for real nutrition to know that it can actually, people are often overweight, but don't have the nutrients they need. So that's why they're still so hungry and can overeat, because they're not getting the nutrition that they need.